It is cold where I am today. It's icy. There's ice all over the roads, all over my deck, all over everywhere. So let's make some hot comfort soup. This is one of my favorites from Olive Garden. If you go to Olive Garden, you're definitely familiar with this Zuppa soup. Sausage, potato, you can add some spice to it. You can make some changes to the soup if you don't like it the way I make it. That's fine. And I don't typically measure a whole lot, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump everything. I'll tell you approximately how much I used, and we'll go from there. So first thing is I have the water. I had it on boil back here just to kind of get it started, and I did some prepping and pre-chopping before we started here. So I have 9 potatoes. I used russet potatoes. I typically like using Yukon Golds because they have like a buttery flavor, but today I had regular russet potatoes. So I have 9 potatoes here, and I have half of a large onion all diced up, and I had cooked up my bacon and my sausage in a pan, and so I pre-cooked up my potatoes and onions a little bit just to soften them a little bit so that the soup will cook quicker. So I have my water boiling here. I have my 8 potatoes, like I said, pre-cooked just a little bit in my pan with the onion. I have 2 pounds of ground Italian sausage that I also cooked up in a pan. And then I have a bunch of bacon that I cooked up. I would say it's probably closer to maybe even 2 pounds of bacon. There was quite a bit. I have a big amount of bacon downstairs. I don't know exactly how much it was. So I'm guessing this was around maybe 1.5 to 2 pounds of bacon. Cooked it up in the pan in little pieces, and so it's ready to dump in. So I've got my water here. I'm going to add in some chicken bouillon. I want that to distribute and melt into my pot before I add everything else. And so I'm going to put in a bunch, and then we're going to taste it, and I can always add more. But with this is salty. This is very concentrated and salty, so you don't want to go crazy. You can't take it away when you did too much. So we're going to do 2 spoons of that to start. Kind of get the extra off my spoon here. Okay, so we're going to let that just kind of melt into our broth. You don't have to use chicken base. I like this just because it's nice and easy and just breaks down really quickly. You could use veggie, beef, whatever you'd like, but this does have pork and bacon in it. So, alright, so I've got that flavoring in there. This is just a nice and simple soup, so it should cook up pretty quickly because I have everything ready. So I'm going to put my potatoes in. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to save just a little bit of it. I'm not sure if I want all of it in there, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put all of it in there. Okay, potatoes and onions are in there. Now I'm going to put my sausage in here. I'll save just a little bit of this out and see how much I got here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put it all in. Make sure there's lots of meat in there. I like my soup to have a lot of meat in it. Alright. Give this a stir. It's going to be a nice big pot. I'm excited. I just love this soup. Okay, the bacon, I'm going to wait until right at the end to put that in. And then I also have the kale. Kale is a nice fresh, it gives you a nice crisp. Adds some pretty green to your soup, but it adds a nice crispy, fresh kind of finishing touch on your soup. But I don't put the kale in until right at the end, right before you want to eat it, so it still has some crisp in it. So we're just going to get this kind of cooking up a little bit, but I do have some more seasonings I want to add. I'm going to do some pepper. And we're just going to taste this as we go. Same thing we always do every time I cook. We're just going to taste it as we go. Alright, got some pepper. I'm leaving the salt out because of this concentrated chicken bouillon. I want to put some garlic in here. Is this open? No, it's not open. This is my version of garlic. I don't do the fresh garlic and chop it up. I know I should, I don't. Alright, so we'll put some garlic in here. I love garlic in everything. Okay, and now my typical seasonings. If you watch my channel, you know I always do the garlic and onion powder. Garlic powder and the minced garlic. Yes, friends. Alright, garlic, onion powder. Yep, there's chopped onion and onion powder. Don't judge me. It's my kitchen, I do what I want. Alright. Give this a mix. And now I'm going to add a little bit of red pepper flakes. The more spice you like, the more you put in of this. So I'm not going crazy because I want my kids to help me eat a little bit of this. So you don't want to go crazy if you don't want a lot of spice. A little bit of this goes a long way, in my opinion. So, and then we're going to add the heavy cream right at the end as well. All right. So I'll keep all of my seasonings here so that I have them ready if I want to add any more of any of them. Alright, so now we're just going to let this sit here and stew for a little bit. I have a pretty decent cook started on these potatoes, so this shouldn't take too long to cook. This is just the perfect thing to serve if it's a nice cold day, you know, over the holidays, Christmas. Have this in your crock pot, make it in the morning and have it in your crock pot so that it's ready for everybody to have for lunch, you know, Christmas Day, New Year's, going to a potluck. Just nice to have something nice and hot and comforting. And most people, I would say, like Olive Garden and their soups, and this is just one of my absolute favorites. And it's just so easy to make. It's a hug in a bowl. Alright, so I'm going to let this go for a few minutes. Make sure my potatoes are nice and tender, and then we will come back. This is what it's looking like right now. We'll come back. I'm going to wait. I'm going to set my timer for about maybe 5 minutes, and we'll come back and test it. Okay, so I'm keeping an eye on the soup here, and I can see, I don't know if you can see, but so in the potato, you can still see how the outside is like white, and the inside is still kind of a little translucent. That means that these are not quite cooked through. You want it to all be white. So this part would be crunchy right now. So we're gonna let this go just a couple more minutes, maybe 3 more minutes, and then we will add in the rest of the ingredients and then taste it and see if I want to add any more seasoning or things like that. But something I did forget to tell you is, so the prep work that I did before I brought you in is I had a pan and I cooked up the bacon first. I had it all cut up and then I put that aside in a bowl. Took the bacon grease, put it in a separate bowl. And then I took my sausage and I cooked it in that same pan. Again, put that oil in a separate bowl. And then since I had the pan already there, I took the potatoes and onions, sauteed them in that same pan, but I did add some of the bacon grease in there to give the potatoes flavor and coat the pan. So I did keep that bacon grease aside and put that in my potatoes and cooked that all up before I brought it over. So did that to add some extra flavor and also cut down on my cooking time. So I did that. So let's give this about 2 more minutes and then we'll come back. Okay, so this has been going for a little bit longer. You can see the soup, how it's what's nice about the potatoes is it like thickens the soup up. Alexa, turn the timer off. The soup thickens because the potatoes are breaking down from cooking and boiling, so the soup is going to be thicker and definitely more filling because they're breaking down within the broth. But, so this is what it looks like right now. This is what the broth looks like. Now let's add the other ingredients. So I'm going to add in our bacon. I'm going to leave just a little bit of this bacon. My husband was pretty excited when he saw the bacon. He wanted to put it in an omelet or something tomorrow, so we'll save him a little bit of bacon. All right, so the bacon's in there. Let's add some heavy cream. Okay, she's gonna be a full pot, because now we have to add the kale. And I like the extra touch of the kale. Like I said, the fresh crunch that it adds in, I love it. So you can go crazy on the kale, you can go light on it, but I love it. And it's gonna cook down, you know, just like spinach and things like that, it's gonna cook down, but my dog heard a wrapper and he's instantly under my feet. But look at the beautiful green that it adds to the soup. I love it. So not only does it add some pretty color, but it adds the fresh, yummy crisp. But there it is, folks. It looks just like the Olive Garden one. But I'm going to taste it and see if I want to add any more red pepper flakes, any more seasoning flavor things. So let's taste it and see where we're at. Pretty good. It's got a lot of chicken flavor already. I don't think I'm gonna, new spoon. People get so mad at me when I double dip, even though it's my house, my family, no one else is eating it, but whatever. But I'm not double dipping. Yeah, I'm not changing it, folks. I like it just the way it is. So, let's get a bowl of it and taste it together again. It's good. Why not eat it now? Okay, let's make a nice yummy bowl of this. This would be great with garlic bread, breadsticks, any type of, you know, crunchy, yummy, warm garlic bread would be great with this. Definitely could have used a ladle in this, but this is fine. It's fine. Yum. Okay, let's taste this soup. It's hot. Dog under feet. Okay, my bowl is hot, but all of the stuff. I love that green kale. So yummy. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. Okay. Just that hot comfort. You can season this as you want, you know, but I think I'll add just a little bit of pepper. I didn't want to add any more of the red pepper flakes. I didn't want it to be too hot, but it's exactly what I wanted on this cold day. Just a nice hot comfort food. I'm gonna work on this all week in the fridge. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and follow. I'm trying to grow my content on TikTok and YouTube. Let's Cook with Michelle. Oh, it's hot. If you could share my content, I would really appreciate it. Trying to grow my following. So have a lovely day.